Welcome back, beautiful people. Thank you for staying tuned to the Shami's Kitchen, and thank you for subscribing and supporting my channel. For those who haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe. Today we're going to make this fluffy, very soft and tender sponge cake, which is also a premium cake, the Red Velvet Cake. So we're going to use very simple ingredients that you can also use if you're a business person. So let's get baking. So we will start by prepping our pans, which I use some oil and parchment paper. You can use any other method. Set that aside, and then we will put together our dry ingredients, which is all-purpose flour, 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And then some cocoa powder. For cocoa powder, I didn't use the alkalized, the baker's powder. I used the normal powder. And then the baking powder, the baking soda. All the measurements have been listed down, and a pinch of salt. You mix that together, and then we will set these aside as our dry ingredients. In another bowl, we will put two large eggs. If the eggs are small, you can use 3, and then 1 cup sugar, the granulated sugar. You want to whisk that or to beat that with your hand mixer or your standing mixer until it's pale and fluffy. So this will help us to create more bubbles and more air in our cake, which will help our cake to rise better and become very fluffy and tender. So this is very important. You need to make sure that you get the right consistency and you beat it to where you get the right consistency or the right place that you need it. It needs to become very fluffy, and you see the eggs are rising. So it's fluffy and it's pale. So we will add like 3/4 cup cooking oil, buttermilk, which is mala. If you don't have that, you can add the normal milk. You can do like a teaspoon of vinegar or lemon juice. It will make it to be buttermilk, and then half a teaspoon of vinegar, the white vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence. You beat that till it's well combined. For this point, you don't overbeat. You just beat enough for it to combine, for everything to combine. Now we add our dry ingredients which we had prepped earlier into the wet ingredients. You sieve that, because these also create more air. When we sieve, we create more air bubbles, more air into our cake, into our mixture, which will make our cake to rise even more. So sieving is very important, and also it removes all the impurities that might be in the flour or in the cocoa, and also the salt. You see, we have some leftovers. So at this point, if you're using the powder color, you will add the powder color at this point. If you are using the liquid color, you can add it at the last point, or when you finished adding, like mixing the wet ingredients. For me, I use the powder color. I use the powder color. That's why I added it at this point. And you need to use a very good red color, because some red colors don't, like the ones you buy in the supermarket, most of them don't give you a very nice red. For me, I use the Pradeep for R. I'm not advertising, but that's what I used. It gives me a very nice color. You can use Maimuna or any other color that will always work for you. So you just fold in, or you mix slowly, just enough for everything to combine. Like for the flour, for the pockets of flour, you make sure that you don't have any pockets of flour left. So you make sure everything is combined, like the flour is well combined. There we have a very nice red we have a very nice red for our red velvet. When you use the baker's cocoa, it gives you a very dark red. That's why I love using the normal cocoa, the ones you buy in the shops. So we pour our mixture into the baking tins that we had prepped. So for me, I use two 8-inch tins. You can use any other. If you want a taller cake, you can use the 6-inch tins. And for them to bake well, I normally like, this will give you yield, this mixture will yield a 1 kg cake. So it's like I'm doing half of 8-inch. So that is to remove any air bubbles. It's like the same as tapping on the counter. So you bake these at 160 degrees Celsius for 40 to 45 minutes. And there we have it, our cake is ready, you see. Very nice heights. So you let it cool first before you remove it from the tin. You let it cool like for around 10 minutes before you remove it from the tins. Oh, very beautifully baked. The cakes are very fluffy, very soft and tender, just the way we like it. For red velvet, most people use cream cheese, but for me, since I was baking for the house and I didn't want a lot of cream on my cake, so I just did whipping cream. I whipped some cream and that's what I decorated my cake with. So yeah, I beat my whipped cream to stiff peaks and then I used it. But the red velvet, just because it's a premium cake, it just comes out very well with cream cheese. So you can decorate it however you like it. If it's for business, according to what the client has asked for, but if it's just for you and your household, your kids and everything, you can do it however you like it. And that's how I decorated it. I separated it, like I cut it into 4 halves, like 4 pieces, sorry, and then did some cream on that, some layers. Didn't want a lot of cream because my kids don't like a lot of cream, so I just did a little bit. Didn't do on the outside, just did on the layers and on top, and that was enough for us. So you can, for decoration and decorating, that's up to your creativity and up to your liking. You can go wild with it. So you can do anything, any design that you like. For this recipe will give you like a very good profit if it's for business, because it's and also good feedbacks because it's fluffy, it's very sweet and tender, and also it doesn't have a lot of ingredients compared to so many other recipes. I also have other recipes that I use. I can share with you later. But this one, I've realized that it's very good. The clients love it, and also when you cost your cake right, it gives you a very good profit margin. So it's very nice, and it has very good feedback from my clients. So you can try it out and then see what it does. If you're not a business person, also it's very good for your home. If you make like a regular cakes for your cake birthdays or whatever, your kids' birthdays, it's very good. So yeah, there I have my simple decorated cake. Very yummy, fluffy, and very soft and tender. Didn't decorate on the side, didn't want a lot of cream. See, it's very soft, especially when you store it in the fridge. Like, it stays there for like few hours. You eat it when it's chill, a little bit chilled. It's very sweet, very tasty, I promise. Like, very, very tasty. You can bake and then give me some feedback, comment after that. And thank you for watching. Subscribe kindly and leave me a thumbs up and a comment. Enjoy.